My name is Dorcas, and I am the lead for WIEGO in Ghana. This is a very provocative conversation for me, and I keep battling with where to start from. And so maybe think of all, thank you, Bart, and thank you, William, for the presentation, very provocative. I think I want to say a number of things from the two presentations, and then I can also offer some of our thinking and our suggestion. The first thing is related to Bart. One first thing you said, which I feel that I should put the context in to start this conversation, is the apparent consistency of all papers and everything we talk about around informal economy is for informal economy or the informality to demonstrate their contribution to whoever and whatever discussion that there is. Yeah, so I was saying that what else do we, and I'll put some of these my thoughts and my in questions, so it provokes people to again engage in this conversation. My first question is, what again should informal economy show or demonstrate in sharing the contribution that they offer in whatever systems, whatever sectors that they find themselves, whether it's food, whether it's revenue generation, whether it's security. What more should the informal economy demonstrate to tables that be, to discussions that be, that is not already showing or they've not demonstrated already? And and to contextualize it to this conversation, we're talking about food systems. And I'm saying that if you classify, and I'm in Accra, so I'm going to use the case in Accra. If you classify the economy or even consumer into upper, middle, and lower class, can we demonstrate in any way that the informal economy is not servicing this? And is there any sector that is contributing or servicing any of these class groups more and better than the informal economy? So it's difficult when the conversation and the narrative keeps showing that informal economy or informality needs to demonstrate their contribution to effective food systems, to effective this, to effective that. My point is, haven't they shown that already? The question is, what is it that we are missing, that we are not learning from informal economy? Example is, when it came to COVID, and in both papers, you refer to COVID. In our analysis, in our studies, it was and everybody knows it, that it was only COVID that demonstrated one of the importance of informal economy. And all of a sudden, everybody became aware of the important role the informal economy had been playing. And in Ghana, they were referred to as essential workers for the first time. My point is, did we know this already? Or was it the easiest way in reaching and assessing the kind of services that we needed during COVID time? And so for me, now during the COVID, during the lockdown, now the government agencies, the assemblies now say, even if you have a T-shirt that shows that you are a market woman, you can cross the security people, use anything that demonstrates that you're a trader, and then you'll be allowed to go to work. Now the markets were not closed when everything was closed. Every mall in Accra was closed. Why weren't the market closed? Now, which sector didn't the informal economy service? Haven't we demonstrated our importance already? For me, isn't the issue rather that we look for strategies that makes it accessible and easy for informal economy to engage in, rather than putting in systems that clearly we know there's no way informal economy will engage in this. Particularly this webinar. I heard of all the class, we had one informal economy operator. How many people are we? 82 so far. We have one. Why is this structure a good structure to be able to engage the informal economy? This is important. We are talking about them. Where are they? Again, the point about incentivizing the informal economy or informality to be part of and to engage. I'm asking, they are the base. They are already there. Shouldn't we rather incentivize the government agencies, the assemblies, to find ways of working with them? Because the markets are there, the traders are there, the economy is there, the informal economy workers are already there. So in any case, somebody will say, if you are the one coming to my house, who should we incentivize to actually understand how we work? And I like the last recommendation from William, so that we can understand them, invest in them, and build the capacity to engage. Again, the food systems that we are all talking about. Question, who started off? Who started this? Is it the upper class or the informal economy? The systems that we are looking at, where is the base coming from? That we need to learn from. Are we couching or developing other systems that should fit the system that is there? And so they need to lose what they do always and now pick up new ideas that clearly is difficult and is causing the issues. What is available now? And William, you talked about it. Let's acknowledge the system that is and see what they are doing right and what can be improved. And that I totally agree. On William, a number of things I really want to share with everybody. And first is that the informality actually does not service only the poor. It does service everybody. Informal economy doesn't service or provide accessible food systems of food to only the poor. It doesn't do that. It does to everybody. Secondly, I want to push back on the definition we are giving to regulated market spaces or areas where informal economy. When we say they are not regulated, what does it mean? What kind of definition are we giving it? For me, if you go to the market now, this morning, every operator of a government agency will be there, be it the revenue collectors, be it the health operators, be it transport, be it insurance, be it, they are all there. What are they doing? They are collecting taxes, dues, tolls from the market operators. Every morning, and when you go, they will show you their tickets. We did a tax project not too long ago, and we're trying to look at the different taxes that informal economy pay or the workers pay, from tolls to income tax to quota tax to all of it they do. Again, what kind of definition do we give to regulation? But And again, so informality is not synonymous to regulation. In WIEGO, what we push is that informal economy is rather on account workers whose livelihood and work does not provide social protection for them or any legal protection by the state. So it's something they are supposed to receive, not something they give out. What they need to give out, they have provided taxes, everything they provided. But they don't have any social protection in the work that they do. And there is no legal protection in the work that they do. And if you are able to identify those two, then that person can be classified as an informal worker or in the informality sector. You know, and so we need to look at what how we classify informal economy or informality. And I would push that it's not just about regulation. It is not about regulation. The regulations are already there. Yeah, again, you spoke about COVID. Why? And the myth, and I'll say a myth, and the misconception in Ghana, and I guess in other areas, and by the 12-city COVID study that we did, one of the things where everybody was blaming the informal economy for spreading COVID. What was interesting, and we worked hard with the organizations under the informal, the MBOs, the member-based organizations. Look, we didn't find one person who contracted COVID. We didn't. Particularly, and I'm speaking for Accra. And you can look at Greater Accra Markets Association, which is a member-based association across all markets in Accra. And the markets were opened. Few times we saw market closed because the institutions came in and say, space out. Meanwhile, there was no public space. There was no space to move. And so then they will close it. But 80-90% of the market did not close. No market person that we work with got COVID. Meanwhile, COVID was spread by the informal economy. And how do you put this together? Very difficult. Now you spoke about donors. You spoke about government agencies, bilateral relationship, partnerships. On those conversations, on those tables, are the informal economy represented? Why is the donor agencies, why is the bilateral partners, and you use the word scared of investing? Why? Is it because we don't look at we don't understand the sector we are looking at? And in effect, putting systems that does not actually lend to working with them. And I'll go quickly to the project we did with the Ghana Urban Food Partnership. When we went in and we realized that they needed to work with the informal workers, and we saw and sat in the conversations that we had with them, one of the main things we realized was the need for effective engagement and to use methodologies that they can relate to. And so in our project, we went and we said we're going to do market upgrading. Why? Because the words were on the ground. We didn't want that. So we said, okay, what can we do to support you with the limited space that we have? So we went and developed a pilot model. And one interesting thing we did was actually to bring the pilot to the workers for their comments. And look, they were there. It was accessible, they saw it, and they made their comment based on the realities on the ground. And when we took those comments, the model that we did is now being used in the market. Space-wise, it was able to work, and to be able to display their wares, it was able to do. So for me, if I have to say anything in terms of what lessons we learned from our project and the experiences we have, we're saying that there need to be that commitment from all sectors, from all partners to engage with informal economy in the way that they can understand. It's not about us, it's about them. Build the capacity of the workers to be able to embrace new initiatives and models in food management systems. Willingness of the local and national authorities to commit to sustainable and long-term engagement